Metal Gear Solid is by far my favorite series of all time. There's not even a competition here. No game series comes close to reaching this much perfection with each entry. That's why when I heard there was a master collection on the way that would bring the first 3 mainline games to the PS5, I knew I had to cop it. But then I heard there was 4 trophy lists tied to it, and I was like, and that's why we're here today, so I can take you guys on this journey and get every single trophy in this master collection. So without any more yapping, let's get right into it. So the first step of our journey into the Master Collection is actually to platinum Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, Taste of Al, what even are these games? And I'll answer your questions in a bit, but first let's look at the trophy list. Now, in total this game will have 12 trophies for us to get, and as you can see, those 12 trophies look very easy. In fact, it's literally just to play through the games. So I won't spend too much time here, I don't think. In fact, 99% of this platinum will just be me following a guide because these games are very old and they were meant to be guided. So this platinum will not be very interesting to watch, so I'm just going to skip ahead to the very end. Almost there. Oh, nice. Is that it? Is that the platinum? Zanzibar Land Survivor. Don't worry guys, this won't be a trend. The only reason why I kept this one so short is because it's just all story trophies, and 90% of the time I had to use a guide because the game it's a little dated. That's all I'm gonna say there. So let's just get on to Metal Gear Solid 1. Okay, without further ado, it's time for Metal Gear Solid 1, which this trophy list doesn't seem too bad. I've played through this game at least 10 times in the past, so I won't need a guide. The biggest issue is I need to do big boss rank and do all the VR missions, which I think we're going to get the VR missions out of the way right now, so I don't hate myself later and get burnt out, but let's get out of the way. For those of you who don't know, VR missions in a Metal Gear game are the equivalent of these quick little challenges. I mean, some of them could be over 2 minutes long, which I'm not looking forward to this. There's over 300 of them. In the background, here you can watch me do my first one, and it'll give you a good enough gist of what it is so you don't have to watch me suffer through the 20 plus hours this is going to take. I am not at all excited for this. Not at all. But let's get on with it.
Impressive, Snake.
So, don't get me wrong, it's not all gloom and despair. There's some really fun VR missions here, and I'll show you the coolest ones in a second. But man, you're going to get my live reactions to these, and that should be very entertaining. I was talking through my PlayStation controller mic, so you're going to hear all the button mashing, and it should sound pretty good, especially if you're wearing headphones. So please enjoy. What the heck? It's an actual UFO. Is it going to hurt me? Cool. Okay, that one, that's actually a cool one. Liquid? That's weird. By far, though, the coolest VR missions here are the ones where you get to play as Gray Fox. This had me giddy. But for those of you who don't know, Gray Fox is a ninja that plays a very valuable role in the story. Which leads me to a spoiler warning real quick. Now, I don't think you should click off this video if you've never played these games. I'm not going to dive too deep into spoilers here, but I will be spoiling some main bosses and like little setups, which I really encourage everyone to go and play these games if you haven't. The story holds up incredibly, and I don't want to ruin that for you. So if you are prone to spoilers, then by all means click off the video. If you're not worried about spoilers, and please keep watching, obviously. But hey, in the background, I'm finishing up my last VR mission, so let's see what that's all about. What? Is that Metal Gear Ray? No way. Confidential. That is awesome. They show you a Metal Gear Solid 2 teaser. Nice.
Okay, that's sick.
That's right. My reward for playing nearly 25 hours of VR missions was a teaser for Metal Gear Solid 2's Metal Gear, which that game would not release for another 2 years after this. I don't have enough time to discuss how cool that is. That's actually a really cool reward. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of made the time worth it. I don't know. That got me hyped. I'm not even mad that I spent that much time on the VR missions, but wow, that's cool. But yeah, without further ado, let's actually play Metal Gear Solid 1. Let's get on with it. Which our first trophy seems to just be starting up the game. I don't. It's whatever. That's cool. Before I step in the shoes of Solid Snake and get our next trophy, can I just take a couple seconds to gush over how well this game has held up? Like, look at this camera work here in the very first cutscene. This looks better than most games that come out now. Like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, graphically, like you can count every single polygon here, but man, it's just it's setting up a story like no other. It's perfect. It's perfect. That's all I can say. My first task as Solid Snake is to enter this facility on Shadow Moses Island, which is holding Metal Gear, a bipedal tank that's capable of launching a nuclear warhead, which I'm here to stop that from happening. Now, to do that, I'm gonna need to get a few trophies. For this first playthrough, a majority of our trophies are just gonna be for beating the bosses. So after Psychomantis, I had to actually backtrack to get a sniper rifle, for those of you who don't know, to fight the next boss. But that actually leads us to our next trophy for taking a picture and exorcising a ghost. Funnily enough, that's one of our only miscellaneous trophies, and that was a very strange one. Okay, after exercising that ghost, I'm right back to the next boss fight, and that's another trophy done. So by now you guys are probably getting the gist that a lot of these trophies are just for playing through the game. It's a lot of boss fights. So because of that, and to avoid spoilers, I'm going to skip over the next couple boss fights. So know that we're at like 14 trophies, 13 trophies done by this next one. But I'm about to fight Metal Gear. As you guys can see, I finally made it to Metal Gear Rex. And as you can also see, this is absolutely abysmal gameplay. I'm blowing myself up left and right. As I told you in the beginning, I've played through this game 10 plus times, but man, this is hard to watch even for me.
Snake, I'll crush you into dust.
And just like that, we're done with our first playthrough. Now, I did skip a boss fight, so we're actually at like 15 trophies now, or 16. And now it's just time to do our big boss run, which I'll throw up the requirements real quick. So, looking at these requirements, I know what you guys are thinking. Taste of Al, you can't do this. This is way too difficult for any mere mortal to do. And the truth is, you're right. Kinda. I am going to cheese it a little bit, because on Metal Gear Solid 1, you can play on the Japanese version of the game and play on easy mode and do the same results. I feel terrible doing that. But I can't cheese Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 like that, and those are apparently much harder, so just give me this, you know? I want to get this video out for you guys. So yeah, I know, I'm disappointed in myself too, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to skip 90% of this run. Let's just get it right to the end.
Okay, so all that's left in my big boss run, which I think will end up being a Foxhound rank instead, which will still get me the trophy. Because I forgot to turn off the radar. You have to go into the special menu and...
Sorry, future Taste of Al here. I had to stop myself from talking real quick to fill you guys in. The truth is I was yapping a lot because I wasn't 100% sure if we were going to get this Foxhound rank done in this playthrough. I was worried that I went over a couple statistics and I messed it up along the way. because there's no way to check until the end screen. So yeah, let's just get a little bit more forward here. You know, I'll leave you guys in suspense. Maybe I didn't do it this run. Who knows? But you guys are about to listen to me whine and complain a little bit more, and then you're going to see me succeed. Because the video's still going. You're gonna, you know, something has to happen. I'm not a quitter.
Okay, after these credits roll, we should be getting the Foxhound rank. Not the Big Boss rank. This game still holds up. Okay, that should be it. We should see the ranking now. Oh, I did it! Nice. Why did I not get the platinum? Oh, there we go. Guess you have to save first? What's the red mean? Is that the platinum? Solidified. Cool. I don't sound as excited as I really am right now. Feels good.
And just like that, Metal Gear Solid 1 is platinumed. Now, I don't want to talk too much about my thoughts on this game, other than the game is exceptional and amazing in every single way. It holds up so well, even after all these years. It is actually incredible. But I will be talking more on that later at the end of the video, so we don't spend too much time just yapping, and let's get on to Metal Gear Solid 2. Now that we've finished Metal Gear Solid 1, it's time to get on to Metal Gear Solid 2. Obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory, but like, let's look at these trophies real quick. And right off the bat, these trophies do look a lot more intimidating than the last game, but wait a second. Snake Beater.
What do you think you're doing, Snake? You don't have enough to keep you busy? Try to remember the mission if you can.
What do you think you're doing, Snake?
Yeah, already this game definitely has more miscellaneous trophies. Kojima was definitely horny making this game. But Kojima's horniness aside, this trophy list just looks way harder than the last game. Way more trophies and way more miscellaneous stuff, so I guess we better just get right into it. So for this first playthrough, I'm simply just trying to have fun, which is very rare. So I'll just be getting all the story trophies and a couple miscellaneous ones along the way. One of those miscellaneous ones is for taking a picture of Hideo Kojima. Immediately after taking that picture, we had to sex the Otacon, which... I don't know, guys. I don't know anymore. Listen, I know what you're saying. Taste of Al, the trophy list, just like you just went up 17 trophies and there was no cut. Well, that's because those were a lot of miscellaneous or just story trophies. But the next one of importance is me getting this final cardboard box right here so I can stealth around a little bit in it because I'm the best stealth player. Speaking of stealth, I want to take a couple minutes to talk about the gameplay here because it is so far ahead of Metal Gear Solid 1 that it's actually crazy that this came out only 3 years later. And by no means am I implying that Metal Gear Solid 1 has not aged well. I've already gone over in this video and it has aged extremely well, especially for that era of games. But, and this is a huge but, in fact it's even a gyat, if you will. Metal Gear Solid 2 just looks superb. Graphically, it looks incredible for an early PS2 game. The attention to details alone here are just insane. To help get my point across, take this bar here for example. For no reason whatsoever, every single bottle can be completely manipulated with and shot at. It's incredible. The physics here are great. But not just that, you turn around and these ice cubes. Look at the ice cubes. They melt in real time. Not just that, but look at this magazine rack. You can hit every single magazine and cause them to be manipulated and flipped around. That's just dope. Now for a cool little detail that actually does affect gameplay, by shooting this glass, this enemy becomes cautious and actually checks it out. That's pretty cool. Speaking of enemies, Enemies in general this time around are much smarter and much more difficult to handle. This gameplay in the background's on very easy, so don't get it twisted. We'll talk about the more difficult enemies later on. Now, because these enemies are more difficult, you also, as the player, have more ways to handle these enemies, such as holdups. Which brings us to dog tags. Now, dog tags are a collectible that nearly every single enemy in the game has, on every single difficulty of the game, if you get where I'm going here. So basically, there's these 4 trophies here, which these trophies all require a different number of dog tags to obtain the item to get the trophy. If you get what I'm saying here, let's speed things up a bit. So basically, I need 46 dog tags to get the bandana, 76 to get the tanker stealth suit, 73 to get the infinity wig, lastly 121 to get the plant stealth suit. Now already on paper that sounds like a lot, which that's because it is. But the problem arises once you realize how many dog tags are in each difficulty. In total, there are 361 dog tags in the game, with 63 on very easy, 66 on easy, 74 on normal, 78 on hard, and finally 80 on extreme. Now comes the confusing part, especially if you've never played Metal Gear Solid 2. You see, the game is actually split into 2 parts, the tanker chapter and the plant chapter. All you really need to know is you play as Solid Snake in the tanker chapter, and then you play as this guy in the plant chapter. And his name is Raiden. Now the reason why I bring this up is because Solid Snake and Raiden do not share each other's dog tags. What that means is for the tanker chapter, I need to get 76 dog tags. So what that means is if I get 75 dog tags as Snake in the tanker chapter after 2 playthroughs, I can't just get 1 more dog tag in the plant chapter as Raiden. It doesn't correlate. So that means we're going to need to do at least 3 playthroughs, because just in plant alone we need to get 121 dog tags. And that's suggesting that I get every single dog tag on those 3 playthroughs. And we're not even counting the first run that I haven't even finished yet. And that's not even including the big boss run that I'm going to have to do. So we're talking a minimum of 5 playthroughs here. A minimum of 5 playthroughs. So what I'm saying is I really need to speed this video up, because it's going to be a long one. However, I feel like all that dog tag stuff was very important to get out of the way before we continue this first run.
No problem here. Huh? Wish I had that.
And take a look at these stats. That's right, playthrough number 1 is finished. And I got 33 out of 52 trophies. And I know what you guys are saying. Taste of Al, 33 out of 52. You're so close. Congratulations. But yeah, 30 seconds ago, we went over the fact that there's probably at least 4 more playthroughs left. So yeah, let's not celebrate. However, before I even start my next playthrough, I want to get a couple miscellaneous trophies out of the way, starting with the VR missions. Luckily, I don't have to do 300 VR missions again, like last time. And I just have to do 50. First place in 50, and there we go. Next up, I decided to do the boss rush, which isn't too bad because you can do it on easy, which, don't hate me for doing easy difficulty. You guys would do the same. So, yeah, just like that, another trophy done. Now, my final trophy before getting back to the runs that I'm not looking forward to, if I'm being honest, it's to do 1 Snake Tail, which are basically these pseudo scenarios where you play as Solid Snake in place of Raiden on the plant chapter, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Trophy. Come in.
And just like that, I can no longer procrastinate, and I have to do the 3 dog tag runs, which I'm going to speed this up really quick. In the background, you can see a quick montage of some dog tags I got to get a quick gist of what's going on here. I'm obviously not going to show you guys all of them because that would take hours out of your day and mine to edit all that. But basically in the background now you can see a quick list of all the dog tags I did end up getting. Basically I did an easy run, very easy, and normal, which I thought that would maybe be easiest to do. But yeah, this took many hours. It took weeks. So here's me actually popping the last of those 4 trophies for the dog tags right here. For some reason I only recorded this one, so yeah, you get the gist. So before we even get on to the final trophy, I want to point out a little something, a quick disclaimer. This is actually the first part I edited of the video. This next part coming up is the first thing I did months ago. In fact, this was actually, I edited this part back in February, which, if you look at the date this video is published, that might shock you a little bit. It's because I was I procrastinated a lot. This video has taken me a very long time. Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because I might sound a little different in this upcoming part. My editing skills might not be up to par. You guys might be a little disappointed. You guys might be like, Taste of Al, this is the most mediocre part of this video. Or you might be like, hey, Taste of Al, this is the best part of the video. Why isn't the rest of the video like this? And I just wanted to throw that out there in case you guys were going to go into the comments and ask why it feels so different. But without further ado, let's get on with it. Well, guys, it's finally time you've been waiting for, and I've been dreading. It is time to go for the big boss run. I am not excited for this at all. This final... I'm really sorry about that, guys. I don't know what just happened. But I need to leave it in for the Metal Gear Solid 4 reference that they need to include in Volume 2. Please bring Metal Gear Solid 4 off of the PS3. Anyways, let's look at these requirements one last time. Like, just look at these. I just died 40 times on my easy mode playthrough of Dog Tag Rank. Like, I just can't do it. But I'll try. I'll try for you guys. I'll try to keep... This will probably be the longest section of the video. MGS2 in general. I'll try to keep this big boss run under 10 minutes. You guys will watch me suffer. You guys will laugh. You guys will have fun. I won't have fun. But let's see if I can do it.
I have nothing except the unit.
Why? I don't understand. I don't understand. How was that a one shot? I mean, I'm not complaining, but there should have been a game over. Oh my goodness.
Respond. Snake.
Oh my goodness, I can't do this. This is too much.
Well, guys, after about 5 hours of gameplay and 100 restarts, I'm finally on to Raiden. Let's hope it's smooth sailing from here.
No! Oh. Do you see this rhythm, guys? Do you see this? I know the strat. Boom. Boom, boom. Oh.
After getting past Fortune, it was time to take down Fat Man, and as you guys can see in the background, I did this on my first attempt. Not to brag. Okay, guys, maybe not first, but second try, I had it in the bag.
Nice, nice. Okay.
Send backup ASAP.
Does this count as an alert?
It would be really bad if that was an alert, because that would be 30 minutes lost. I would have to redo Fortune and Fat Man. Luckily, there's a way to check your statistics if you got alerts or anything, if you die, as you can see here.
Wait, what? What? It didn't count as an alert? No.
Luckily, it didn't count as an alert, so we can move on to the Harrier fight. You guys are about to see, I actually did not have that many issues with this fight. I actually got it on my 5th attempt, so let's just watch that.
Come on, Snake.
I'll let you go out in style.
Come on, Snake. Nice. Why was he sitting there? That's where I'm gonna shoot.
What is that?
Why did I kill him? What was I supposed to do?
What you guys don't know is right there was 15 minutes lost of gameplay. I had to redo the Harrier fight, everything. Luckily, I did it this next time, just so the president could grab Raiden's balls.
I'm prepared to face the consequences of my betrayal.
What are you... What the...
You're a man?
Now that Ryan's been molested, it's time to take out Vamp. As you can see in the background, this strategy I'm using, I saw in guides, it's kind of cheesy, but it still took me almost 2 hours to even pull off correctly. I'm gonna cut all of that. You guys don't need to see me suffer that much. You've already seen me suffer enough in this video. I also want to take this time to apologize if I'm sounding a little sadder throughout this video. It's because I am. This is taking a lot out of me, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it in the end. So let's just continue.
Dude, I don't know why that took me like 40 minutes to understand, but it's actually... I get why people say that's a simple trick. Oh, thank you! That took That was hard. That took a lot of tries.
Next up on the agenda is to get past Tengu 1 and 2 and Rays. And finally, Solidus. I am not looking forward to any of this. I hear Tengu 1 is very difficult to get past. It's basically a guard rush for you guys who don't know. I am not excited. That sniping portion with Vamp took me almost a full day. It was like 3 hours, 4 hours, taking some breaks in between there. But man, I cut all of that sniping out for you guys because it's just not fun to watch. But let's get on to the fun stuff, guys. Let's see how bad Tengu 1 is.
There we go. Boom! Do you guys see how much health that is? Do you see how much health? Oh jeez, that took forever. So glad it's done.
It came as a complete surprise.
Now let's see how bad this Ray fight is. Everyone tells me it's awful.
Not a bad
For sake of time, I might cut 99% of my attempts here. The Ray fight is awful. On Extreme, you have to fight 20 Metal Gear Rays at once. If you get hit once, you're dead. The only way I found it even feasible is to stand in this one corner, and 90% of the time, you can figure out where they're going to come from. Right there, you see I died. This took me 3 hours to do. I took a break in between, but man, this alone can break your big boss run, or extreme run for that matter. This is a hard fight.
Which after one... Please stop. No way I did it! What the?
Now that the Ray fight was over, I used my final save. I kind of messed up here because I decided to do it before the torture sequence, which, if you guys don't know, you go into the Solidus fight with the health that you have remaining, depending on your button mashing for the torture sequence. Now, the problem here is you could easily die here. If you're not a good button masher, which luckily I am, you could die, and you would have to redo the Ray fight. So I was scared. Now, the problem here is it's like 40 minutes of cutscene here. You have to skip every single cutscene, every single codec call, every single time you restart. So that's going to end up being about 2 minutes, 3 minutes on retries before you can get back to the boss fight. And I died a lot, as you're about to see. This fight, just watch. This is not fun.
Come on, come on, come on. Come on! Sometimes
fans out there. Just glad to know the identity of the Patriots.
I didn't think about moving.
Then a post-mortem video message reveals Naomi was apparently
What?
she, along with the 7. I messed up. I messed up. I don't know what I was doing. I messed up. It's my bad. One, two, three. Boom, boom. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Boom. I did it, guys. We got a sunglasses.
After nearly 4 hours of just fighting Solidus, I finally pulled it off. And wow, I felt good.
Can't look. I'm scared at what my code name is. You know what? I might put. It's gonna go the original Metal Gears, then Metal Gear Solid 1, and then Metal Gear Solid 3 for my video. You guys are probably witnessing this in real time. So then we end it with the absolute worst time ever, and it's gonna be suspenseful, and you guys are gonna be like, what? What? You're gonna be like, there's still 20 minutes left of this video, and he's at the credits, and he's scared that he didn't get the code name? It's because I didn't get it, guys. I didn't get it. I met every criteria, and this is probably the only one I'm not getting platinum of the series. And I hope you guys know this. This is my real-time reaction.
As you guys can tell, I'm bugging out right here. I'm freaking out because if I shot 701 bullets, if I got 4 alerts, if I accidentally continued any of that, we didn't get the big boss rank, and I would have to redo all of that over again. Over 30 hours lost of game time. So I am scared. But we're about to see if I got it or not.
That you're sorry about. Okay. That should be the requirements, right, guys? Yes! Yes, guys, I did it! I did it! I was not expecting that. I thought, no matter what, somewhere along the way, I messed up.
And just like that, Metal Gear Solid 2 is done and platinumed. I don't want to spend too much time talking about this because this section of the video is already far too long, and we still have Metal Gear Solid 3 to get on with. But this was the hardest platinum I've ever done, by far. It's not even a competition. I don't even suggest this platinum for the most die-hard of Metal Gear fans. This was difficult. But let's just get on to Metal Gear Solid 3. I'll talk more about this at the very end of the video where I wrap it all up. But man, yeah, that was hard. It's time for the last game of this collection, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. This is my personal favorite game of all time, while also not being my favorite game of the series. If that makes any sense whatsoever, I don't know, but I'm gonna roll with it and I'm gonna keep that in because it's the truth. Now, before I even sink my teeth into this tree frog here, I want to point out that Metal Gear Solid Delta is on the way, which is a remake of this game. So I'm gonna be back for that one. No matter what, that's the one promise I'm going to give you guys, is I will do a video on that game once that releases. What that also means is I don't want anyone to get spoiled on this game before they play the remake. If that's going to be your first Metal Gear, you deserve to go into it blind. With that being said, know that I'm going to try my best not to spoil anything here, so you should be fine watching this. I just wanted to throw that out there. But hey, let's look at these trophies real quick, which is the point of this video. Right off the bat, this game has 52 trophies, just like Metal Gear Solid 2. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think I can get this plat done in one playthrough. Our biggest hurdle is I have to do the Foxhound rank. and also get all 64 Kirotins, which are these little frog collectibles that I'll go over in a second. But let's look at the Foxhound requirements real quick. It's basically the same as a big boss run. The biggest difference is here I can actually save 25 times. The biggest issue with the Metal Gear Solid 2 big boss run was I could only do 8 saves, which was very difficult. And also I get 5 hours to complete this, which this game is much longer, but at the same time, 5 hours is nothing for a veteran like me. So let's get started. Before I even start the trophy list, I think it's important we go over a few ground rules here. First off, there's a third-person camera now. Yeah, that's right. No longer are we tied to fixed camera angles. This is a huge change for the series and one that I personally adore. Secondly, do you notice how Snake is climbing a tree right now? That's because the gameplay formula here has changed completely. We have entered a new era of espionage action. No longer are humans our only concern. Now we have to worry about the wildlife. Camouflage is now an important role, as we have to change our face paint in our uniforms whenever we see fit to blend into the environments. Lastly, there's CQC, Close Quarters Combat, and it's important to remember the basics of CQC at all times. This allows Snake to get close and personal to an enemy, and also brings us to our first trophy. In fact, it's tied to our first 2 trophies. Now, I know what you guys are thinking at home. Taste of Out. You just voided 2 of the requirements for Foxhound rank. Aren't you gonna do this in one playthrough? So basically, every single time you see me void a requirement, like killing someone, I reload the save. Don't worry, we're still on track. If something bad happens, I'll let you guys know. Speaking of which, holding up that guard just brought back some terrible PTSD. But now it's time to get some miscellaneous trophies.
Yeah, take that, Ocelot. Oh, problem solved, seriously.
After creating that time paradox, I shot down a beehive to scare a guard. And now we gotta play with some snakes. Not like that.
Eat it, eat it, eat it. Nice, snake. Nice. That's so cool. Oh.
Now remember back when I mentioned the word keratin or keraton? Well, basically there's 64 of these little frog things. They're like Japanese, they make noise when you shoot them. And I have to get all 64 of them in this playthrough, or I'm going to be a very sad person because it's going to require another playthrough and you guys are going to hear all about it. But I just want you guys to know that I'm pretty sure I got this in the box. The cardboard box. But no, seriously, I think I got all of them so far. Anywho, our next trophy on the list is kill a boss early, so let's do it.
Was that trophy? Early in. Oh.
Here the plan is to catch a Sushinoko, which is a mythical serpent, and this will allow us to get the infinite face paint, which we need to get all the face paints for a trophy anyways, but this will also give us infinite ammo on a second run, so it doesn't affect us here.
Yay! Nice.
That trophy was for getting 1 of every type of fruit in the game. I want to take a second for you guys to remember that I'm doing this all while going for the Foxhound rank. So I am failing a lot.
Don't turn around.
Like, a lot. Like, too many to count.
What? Where? Where did you see me? Who saw me? No, I'm serious. Who saw me? Uh-oh.
No, walk away. Please walk away. Please. No.
Oh.
Despite these many setbacks, I'm still getting every single keratin I find along the way, and every trophy. At least, I think. I'm like 90% sure.
Okay, there's a Curitin coming up here, and we only have one shot at this. So I'm gonna use a rocket launcher and hope for the best. Stop shooting me. Give me a second. Oh, we got it. That was easy. Well, not easy, but we did do it.
What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, no.
I'm actually just about to get to the final boss, but before that I decide to listen to all the healing radios for a trophy.
I think this is the last one for a trophy. Oh. There. Nice. Tune in Tokyo.
And just like that, we're on the last fight. Last boss fight. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little emotional here. We're on the last boss fight of the collection, guys. This is the end. This is the final bit of gameplay that we have to do before we have every platinum of this collection. What a ride. What a journey. But anyways, we're not done yet. In fact, in this final area, we're gonna get our last Curitin.
Ooh, trophy time. Nice. Okay, I did get it.
I'll be honest with you guys, I really thought I missed one. But anyways, we actually have another trophy in this area, and that's for catching the last of the snakes.
Nice. Thought I messed that up.
The snakes we just got were actually liquid, solid, and solidus. So I decided to eat them. Also, please note my rotting Tushinoko. I accidentally killed it. I really hope that doesn't mess up the trophy. But anyways, I defeated the boss and got our final boss trophy.
Take that, take that, take that, take that, take that. Nice.
The only thing left to do is roll credits.
I did get Foxhound. Well, that's wonderful.
In fact, I actually got quite a few trophies popping right here. All back to back to back to back to back to back to back. So that's pretty cool.
New item. Oh, I did get stealth. Oh, wait. Wait, I got the infinite. Wait, why did I get that?
That's right, despite me killing the Tushinoko and having it rot, I got the trophy, so I mean, I don't know, I'm not complaining. Now you probably noticed that the platinum did not appear. That's because I missed one singular trophy, and it's this one right here. Oh, that kind of rhymed. That was kind of cool. But anyways, it's for going into first person during one of the final cutscenes of the game. Now, I don't know how I missed this one, I'm going to be honest with you guys. But luckily, I have a save right before the final fight, so all I have to do is beat the boss again, and we can get the trophy.
You are a true patriot.
I absolutely love how the platinum name is Snake Eaten. I think that's funny. Like that's funny. That's humorous. I think that's cool. But just like that, that's the final game in this Master Collection platinumed. And I think it's time for a quick debriefing before this video comes to an end. I want to thank each and every one of you who actually stuck to the very end here. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think this video's turned out that well. I mean, you, the audience, you, the viewers, you decide. You tell me in the comments what needs to be changed for future videos, but this was my first video of trophy hunting, and I hope to continue this. I actually really liked making this video, although again, I don't think it turned out to be the best, but I think no matter how much editing I do, I'll never make it the best. I think this project was way too big for a first video like this, and that was on me. I should have done something smaller before doing this one, but I hope you guys enjoyed. That's all I have to say on that topic. Now, on Metal Gear's topic, I loved getting these platinums. Metal Gear 1 and 2 was a little iffy. I liked playing them for the first time here, but I also didn't love playing them, if that makes sense, because those games are very dated. You need a guide for them. There's no way you're beating those without a guide. And every game was like that in this era. But this game did create the stealth genre. So honestly, I think Metal Gear 1 and 2 are still masterpieces in their own right. But Metal Gear Solid 1 and so forth, that's where the series really shines, and that's where I love it. I would give every single game in this collection a 10 out of 10. Now I'll state the obvious and say that Metal Gear Solid 3 has aged the best in terms of gameplay and mechanics, but even Metal Gear Solid 1 has held up in terms of storytelling. The gameplay itself isn't bad for a 1998 title either. It takes a little bit of getting used to, especially if you're not used to games this old. But if this video even made you somewhat interested in playing this series, please go do it. You'll love it. You would have to have a really bad take to not enjoy these games. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, would I suggest platinuming all of them? No. No, not at all. I mean, let's break it down here. Metal Gear Solid 1, I'd give a 5.5 out of 10 difficulty-wise. I don't think it's that bad of a platinum. The VR missions make it kind of a long one and kind of a grueling one, but not too bad on paper. The big boss rank is also not that bad because you get 80 saves. Now, Metal Gear Solid 2, on the other hand, is a very different story. I'd give this one a 10 out of 10. Not only because it takes 5 playthroughs, but the big boss rank is just stupidly difficult. Now, do I think it's doable? Yes. If you have enough persistence, you can totally go for this one, but it's a hard one. I mean, you guys just watched the video. Obviously, Metal Gear Solid 2 takes up a majority of the time. None of these games are treated equally here. Metal Gear Solid 2 gets top priority, and that's just because it's harder. Which brings us to Metal Gear Solid 3, which I'm going to give a 7.5 out of 10 to, because I feel like the Foxhound rank there is much harder than Metal Gear Solid 1's, but also not even close to as hard as Metal Gear Solid 2's, thanks to the 25 save count. Also, Metal Gear Solid 3 you can do in one playthrough, which I did, as you saw, because I'm awesome. No, it's because I've played this game so much. You could probably do it with a guide. Don't get me wrong, if you never played this game before, you could follow a guide and do it, but I definitely don't suggest doing that. These games require your full attention, and they deserve multiple playthroughs. It's not a big deal. Which also makes me want to bring up something before this video ends. I mentioned about 10 minutes ago that Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite game of all time, but also my least favorite Metal Gear Solid. I want to explain that real quick, in case we never get a chance to talk about this again. So basically, in Metal Gear Solid 3, you play as Naked Snake, who Solid Snake is a clone of. And the game also takes place in 1964, which is many decades before the rest of the series. So my problem with this game is just that I'm not playing as Solid Snake. And after Metal Gear Solid 2, I want to play more of Solid Snake, especially because you don't get to for most of that game. That's literally all I meant by that comment. So if anyone left an angry comment down below, I understand, because that's a terrible take I just said, and I can't believe I put it in the video. But I'm going to leave it in anyways. Anywho, that all being said, it's time to wrap up this video, so I want to say thank you once again for watching, and I will be back for Metal Gear Solid Delta and the Master Collection Volume 2 whenever that comes. And that's even if this video does absolutely terrible. I don't care if it's 5 months from now and this video has 4 views. I will be back, so stay tuned. Now, if this video does really well, I'll be back way sooner. I'll make some videos on some other platinums, but I do think this is the future of the channel, guys. I'm a trophy hunter. That's just the way it is. I can't stop being me. I can't stop this flow, so I might as well make some videos on the down low. Ugh, I'm sorry guys, that was a terrible way to end this video. So I'll try to leave it on a more positive note with a speech from Solid Snake.
Life isn't just about passing on your genes. We can leave behind much more than just DNA. Through speech, music, literature, and movies, what we've seen, heard, felt, anger, joy, and sorrow. These are the things I will pass on. That's what I live for. We need to pass the torch and let our children read our messy and sad history by its light. We have all the magic of the digital age to do that with. The human race will probably come to an end sometime, and new species may rule over this planet. Earth may not be forever, But we still have the responsibility to leave what traces of life we can. Building the future and keeping the past alive are one and the same thing.